along with this, the other thing I've learned is, self-love. If you don't fill your cup, you can't pour from, you can't pour from an empty cup. When life takes over, do you really go ahead and, walk the talk? That is progressive, and that is the way forward, actually.
Hi everyone, we're on chapter 3 of Life Unscripted with Mandira Bedi at Grandmama's Cafe, Juhu. So, Mandira, you're a mom to two beautiful children, Veer and Tara.
Yes.
How do you manage to balance bringing them up? And I'm sure you put in a lot of effort in bringing them up the right way.
Well, for any working parent, you're juggling a lot of balls.
Right.
Okay, when you want to give time to your family and you are working as well, it's a juggle, and that juggle is a struggle for every working parent. Now the thing is, we have to find a formula that works for us. Your formula, because you work 5 days a week,
Yeah.
is different from my formula.
True.
Because my working days could be a Monday, a Thursday, and a Sunday.
True.
Right? Or it could be all 7 days.
7 days.
So I have to find a way of making time for them. I have my formula changes, week on week.
Right.
The other very important thing is, and we as Indian women, it's very unfortunate, we like to take all the responsibility on ourselves. And what I have learned in the last little while is, what? We all have support systems.
Right.
Be it our family, be it our friends, be it people close to us. We are blessed with people who want to be in your life and
Right.
want to help you, which isn't necessarily the case in the West, because people are a little more detached. So if you have people around you that want to help, take help. This is something I struggled with a lot, because I used to want to take all of that burden and responsibility on myself. And now I've learned how to take help so I can work and I can, be there for my children. And the times when I can't be there for my children, I know that there's somebody responsible taking care of them, so I can work freely. Right? So one thing I've learned over the last few years is to take help.
Right.
To which we don't always do.
Don't shy
And,
away.
and yeah, and we tend to find, when you take everything upon yourself, you burn out.
Right.
All right. And along with this, the other thing I've learned is, self-love. Self-love has a very, people think self-love means selfishness, which is as far from the truth as can be. Because self-love means, it has two aspects to it. One aspect is, self-love means accepting yourself for who you are, with all your faults and all the things, good things and bad things that make up you. The other part of self-love is taking time out for yourself to do things that give you joy, that make you happy. So be it yoga, be it meditation, be it exercise, be it just, maybe taking time out to just be. If you don't fill your cup, you can't pour from it. You can't pour from an empty cup. So this is the one thing that, I learned very late in my life.
So, Mandira, your philosophy in life about children is have one and adopt one. And I
Yes,
think
it's always been that. When Raj and I were dating, we talked of it like that. We said, something, I'd like to have a biological child and I'd like to adopt a child. But, when life takes over, do you really go ahead and, walk the talk? And after having Veer, we put our papers in. It's a very extensive process,
I
a
can
very
imagine.
long process. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork, and it's not easy. I mean, just to collate the papers and to put them together, it took about 6 weeks.
I'm sure it's not just the paperwork, but you would have also had to work with Veer on,
Yes,
mentally getting him ready.
absolutely. We did a lot of video calls with Tara so
Right.
that, she could get used to us, because we're not bringing a little baby home. We're
Right.
bringing a 4-year-old home.
Right. And I think a lot of families today are taking the adoption route, despite the fact that it takes a toll on your tenacity. It tests your patience.
It does.
A lot of paperwork, like you mentioned. And I think that's also what we're seeing rapidly with a lot of organizations like ICICI Prudential Life, where we are being encouraged, uh, to with different policies, of course. which are very friendly to employees. So we have policies which are, I mean, wherein we get leaves for adoption, wherein we get leaves for fertility treatments.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is progressive, and that is, that is the way forward, actually. Now, before we move on, I really need to know, how do you make it all work, and how do you balance?
So I think being a working woman, especially in the corporate, is also a very tough, very tightrope to walk.
Yes.
Because I've got
Also a juggle.
also juggle, because you never know when some important meeting comes up and some things at home need to be taken care of. Right? It's not a 9 to 5 job for me, honestly. It's about partnering with some of our clients. It's about taking ICICI Prudential Life into homes of people and telling them that we're not just a brand. We are part of your family. We are willing to walk the extra mile and walk all the way.
And that's what makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And as women, I think we're a very emotional creature.
Yes.
So yes, we need to learn how to balance. And I think work-wise, the work that we do also brings a lot of gratitude towards the kind of efforts that we put in. And yes, I mean, it becomes very difficult at times. Yes, it's become very overwhelming. It can become very overwhelming at times when things aren't going your way.
Right.
But when you have a great support system, like you mentioned, I think everything can.
And when you have a support system, you have to allow them to do their thing. You have to, be the wind beneath their wings as well.
True.
Some say empower them.
True.
And if you don't empower them, I mean, it's pointless having a support system.
True.
You have to also learn to let go.
Thank you for staying with us in Life Unscripted with Mandira Bedi. If you have any thoughts, please do share with us, and we'll be back with more.